And now some people that you know and some people in America are going to know a lot better, and it'll be America's good fortune for having that opportunity. A fine lawyer, member of the Land of Lincoln Legal Foundation, a person who's a tireless campaigner and a wonderful human being, Sheila Simon. And the person who next year has the good fortune to marry Sheila Simon, Perry Koff, her fiancé. Next, a veteran of a number of campaigns. Anybody in the Simon family is a veteran of a number of campaigns, and they're all good ones. Martin Simon, who's a photographer with the Associated Press in Washington. Hey, Martin. One of the things that Paul Simon has done better than anybody in America is to lead the fight for senior citizens. He does that because he wants every senior citizen to be treated the way he'd want his parents to be treated. We have the good fortune today to have Mrs. Ruth Simon, the mother of the next President of the United States, with us. Voted an outstanding member of the General Assembly, one of the 10 best legislators in Illinois, an effective lawyer, a tireless campaigner, an extraordinary mother, an exceptional wife, the next First Lady of America, Mrs. Jean Simon. And now the next President of the United States, Paul Simon.
That looked great. Thank you. You look great. Thank you. Great to have you here. I thank you all. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Thank you. I thank you, Neil, and I thank all of you, and for the people outside, and I regret we can't get everyone in. I'm going to try and get out there and be with you immediately after my remarks. I have come home today to Illinois, to my friends and neighbors, to declare that I am a candidate for President of the United States. I thank you. I seek the presidency because it is time to reclaim the hopes and dreams of America and to build on those hopes and dreams. I'm a candidate because I care, and I want the government that speaks for our people to care. I seek the presidency with a firm sense of who I am, what I stand for, and what I can and will do to advance the cause of this great nation and the cause of peace and stability on this fragile planet. There are those who say that to solve our problems, government should do nothing. Neglect will not reinvigorate this nation. We need a working partnership between government and the private sector. This nation cannot drift into prosperity. We will not solve the deficiencies of our cities, our farms, and our schools by pretending problems do not exist. We will not help America's working women and men by being indifferent. We will not find the cure for cancer or AIDS or cystic fibrosis or Bell's palsy or any of the other plagues of humanity by wishing them away. I'm a candidate for president because I know our nation can do much better. I stand here as a Democrat, not a neo-anything, one who is not running away from the democratic tradition of caring and daring and dreaming. Some advise us to adjust our sails to the prevailing winds, however they may be blowing. I do not join those who want the Democratic Party to forget its heritage in order to become more acceptable to the wealthy and powerful. If we do that, we will lose our soul and do a great disservice to the nation. I'm glad there is a Republican Party, but one Republican Party is enough. We should not be a political party or a people whipped about by the latest public opinion polls or latest fads. Yes, the generosity of spirit of a Republican like Abraham Lincoln should guide us. And as a resident of Illinois, that has special meaning for me. But I'm also proud of the democratic tradition of Franklin Roosevelt and Harry Truman and John Kennedy in fighting for working and retired families. Building on that tradition, I seek an America where the middle income of the nation is growing, not shrinking. That gives every citizen an opportunity for a job, that expands our industrial and research base, that gives tough and energetic leadership on trade so that we export high-quality American products and not high-quality American jobs, that strives for a decent income for all of our citizens. We shall spend money either to create more jobs or more jails, and I seek an America with more jobs. I seek an America where farmers and rural communities can prosper along with their corn and soybeans, where someone steers the vehicle of government who understands and cares about rural America, and I do. We must stop destroying America's greatest agricultural resource, the family farm, and build an agricultural policy as creative and productive as the American farm family. I seek an America where more, not fewer, young families can fulfill the traditional American dream of owning a home, and by fulfilling their dream, put carpenters and plumbers and electricians and painters to work. I seek an America where we recognize that our finest investment is in education. I want every young person to have an opportunity for quality schools, and I want their parents and grandparents to have the chance for training and retraining. I want a productive America, and a poorly educated America will not be a productive America. I seek an America that pays its bills and does not shift them to future generations. An America that leads in economic opportunity, not in indebtedness. I seek an America where no citizen needs to fear being overwhelmed by hospital and medical bills, an America that is not tied for last place among the 20 industrialized countries in infant mortality, an America where long-term care is not a source of fear for seniors and chronic debt for their families. I seek an America whose leaders live within the law and appeal to the noble in us, not the greed in us. I seek an America that sends students and teachers and Peace Corps volunteers to Central America instead of weapons. An America that strongly stands by her traditional friends like Israel and also vigorously leads toward peace in the Middle East. And I seek an America strong enough to defend freedom against any foe, but unafraid to use the tools of diplomacy to bring greater security to the world. There is much that we do not share with the Soviets, but we do share the yearning to survive. And we should be taking steps toward survival, not away from it. In short, I seek an America at work in a world of peace. In building for that vision, I will draw on my experience as a small businessman, journalist, state official, and on my years in the U.S. House and U.S. Senate. But the issue in 1988 is more than experience, important as that is. For a person's resume tells you little about character and commitment. A resume does not answer one crucial question. Is he willing to stand alone courageously against great pressure to fight for the average citizen in this country? My record includes a willingness to stand alone if necessary for the protection of our people. As a young newspaper publisher, I took on organized crime. As a state legislator, I spoke publicly about the problems of corruption in the Illinois legislature. In those days, the accepted political wisdom was that a Southern Illinois legislator faced political suicide if he took the lead on civil rights, but I led. As a member of the U.S. House and Senate, I have not hesitated to withstand pressure to protect the public. For example, last year, I was one of 3 in the Senate to vote against the tax bill. In the last 6 years, The last 6 years, we've seen tax rates for million-dollar-a-year incomes cut from 70% to 28% while our deficit grows. I'm the only candidate in this field, Democrat or Republican, who has voted against every one of these deficit-increasing tax rate cuts for the wealthy. I haven't tried to do what is temporarily popular or politically fashionable or what will raise campaign funds, but what is right for the working men and women of this nation. To become fashionable, some people tell me to get rid of my bow tie and my horn-rimmed glasses, and most of all, to change my views. Well, Harry Truman wore a bow tie and horn-rimmed glasses, and he didn't knuckle under the pressure to change his views as he fought for working and retired Americans. And he spoke in this auditorium in 1948, and he won. Thank you. Not finished yet. '88 is not going to be the year for a candidate slickly packaged like some new soft drink. There will be many issues in this campaign, but there will be really only one choice. Which candidate can average Americans depend on to stand up for them on every issue facing the next president? At every level of government, I've tried to play it straight with the public. I've always disclosed more in the way of personal income, assets, and liabilities than the law requires, and I've spoken candidly. You get what you see and hear, and I will be working for you. To students and friends and neighbors gathered here, and to Americans of every race and religion and sex and age and heritage across this land, I offer an opportunity to get this nation moving toward a brighter future. We have a good and a great country, but I want your help in making it a better country. 2 decades ago, Robert Kennedy said in South Africa, "Few will have the greatness to bend history itself, but each of us can work to change a small portion of events. And in the total of all those acts will be written the history of our generation." I ask you as citizens of this great country to join me in bending history, to join me in seizing the opportunities that are ours today. In that endeavor, my fellow Americans, I stand ready to lead. Thank you.